Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel and to our new webinar series about wellness. During this webinar series, we will be discussing and explaining how anyone can start their journey to better health, better habits to improve their overall wellness. If you felt stuck with your nutrition, with your fitness, or just sticking to better lifestyle habits, this webinar series will show you how you can start. But before we get started, allow me to tell you a little bit about who we are. Pametarium is focused on healing our relationship with food. Today, so many people struggle with eating disorders. These are mostly deeply rooted in childhood traumas, our upbringing, or just a lack of proper education. Our vision is to help as many people heal this relationship and empower them to be their best self by sharing all of our experiences and knowledge. So, let's get started. Welcome to your wellness journey. In order for us to teach you about how to master your nutrition properly, how to see the changes in your body and health that you desire, and to create a lifestyle that works for you, we will be teaching you to unlearn and rewire your thoughts. In other words, we're going to teach you how to think and learn. For you to become your best version, you must mentally prepare to make changes in your life that will not only make you uncomfortable at first, but rethink what you have been doing that affects your health. So this webinar series is divided into 4 stages. The first one, and the most important one, is building a new mindset. Because working on and improving your mindset can not only help you in fitness, wellness, training, nutrition, but it can also be applied to your personal life and even to your career as well. This is why we have also created our course, Journey to Self. In this course, you'll be going on a deep journey to find your true self, your authentic self, to find your balance in life. Now let me ask you, how many times have you purchased a transformation challenge, paid a nutrition coach, a trainer, gym membership, classes, but you don't seem to make any changes? Hey, don't blame the courses, challenges, or whatever. It's all about your mindset. Did you finish the challenges? Did you listen to your coach? Did you give it your 110% at the gym? I bet 90% of you guys tried and gave up because in 5 days you didn't see any changes. What, are you expecting to erase in 1 week what you have done to your body for many years? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not that easy, and that if you want to create a sustainable fitness and wellness life, you have to commit to change and practice every day the little habits that will create the life you wish to live. So let's start by creating a strong foundation, your mindset. Start by being grateful you made the decision to listen to this webinar, so you'll get a glimpse of what changing your life is. Because change your mind, change your life. This is one of our favorite quotes and one that really motivates us to do better at everything we do. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you start your day will most likely set the tone for the rest of the day. If you have a good breakfast, if you worked out, if you made your bed, all these little tasks will snowball into bigger and more powerful wins. So here are the 4 takeaways we hope you will learn from this webinar. 1. Control your perception. 2. Stop bullying yourself. 3. Put in the work, nothing is given. And 4. Stop procrastinating. So let's talk about why ancient philosophy is essential for the modern life and what the eclectic mindset is. Being eclectic means you get to pick up different ideas, concepts, thoughts, opinions, theories, approaches, and you just create your own. Obviously, in this technological era, we get to pick what makes the most sense to us based on proof and what resonates with us. In other words, you get to free yourself from labels and create a mindset of your own that makes you happy. This is why we will point out that philosophy and psychology are a great approach to create the basis of an athletic mindset. Philosophy is not just about talking or lecturing, or even reading long, dense books. In fact, it is something men and women of action use, and have used throughout history, to solve their problems and achieve their greatest triumphs. Not in the classroom, but actually out in the battlefield. And psychology plays an important role in fitness and wellness because every behavior happens for a reason. This is why tapping into a strong and realistic way to stay motivated is very crucial. Especially in today's culture of instant gratification easy disposable objects and relationships where everything has to be placed on a silver platter. And let's be honest, the commitment through our bad days is the key and is that final survival push that takes us to the next level. And we will teach you how we jump from self-pity downers to the creators and designers of our own life. The main thing you should work on when you are shifting from one lifestyle to the other is to understand that it requires patience to the practice of controlling your perception, not someone else's. When you decide to change your life, there will be observers, and most likely you will be criticized. And as my wife likes to say, the courage to be vulnerable is not about winning or losing. It's about the courage to show up when you can't predict or control the outcome. Stop buying quick fixes. A quick fix is a quick failure. Get into a program that tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And we all need time to practice greatness. The mind and the body require the rewiring of neurological pathways so that we can change our behavioral patterns. Acknowledge that you are where you are because of XYZ circumstances, make peace with that, and just move on. Because like I said, this is not another pity party where you get to complain about the fact that you're the victim of your story. Today, you become a hero. So, athletes have some of the strongest mindsets. Let's talk about what are some of their best practices. Number 1, engage in internal dialogue. It's not just enough to hear the thoughts running through your head. You should actually engage with them, but in a tactical manner that specialists like to call self-talk. This is a technique used by nearly every athlete when the going gets tough, and it can help you focus and feel confident enough to provide your best performance if you treat yourself like your closest buddy. It could entail telling yourself like, you got this, or take a big breath, but it must be non-judgmental. So do not berate yourself for missing the shot or being passed up for the promotion. Try to use the third person as in she, he, or you rather than the first person I when you're talking to yourself. Help yourself gain some perspective by treating yourself with the same compassion that you show a loved one. Number 2, if you can imagine it, you can create it. For example, before a big tournament, many top athletes go through the entire thing in their heads, from waking up through the final medal presentation. Visualization, which is the practice of mentally rehearsing an event in great detail before it actually occurs, has been shown to increase performance measures including reaction time, self-assurance, and stamina during the event itself. But it's important not to see things going smoothly. Picture all the things that make you nervous so that if a problem does happen, you already have a strategy for dealing with it. Everyday activities like working out, as well as major achievements like acing an interview for your dream job, or even finishing a triathlon despite being a terrible swimmer, these can all benefit from the practice of positive visualization. Another top practice, and this might be the most important one, is to find your reason for being. You might not realize it, but you have an unending supply of drive at your disposal. All you need to do is connect with your why, the driving force behind any endeavor. The why is usually deeply personal and emotional for elite athletes. For instance, LeBron James and Serena Williams have stated that their ultimate goal is to motivate young people who share their background and upbringing to do great things in life. Identifying what makes you happy or proud is a good first step in settling on your life's mission. If you're still having trouble finding your reason, remember that superstars like those in the NBA and on the tennis court do what they do for the next generation. A good practice is putting yourself in the shoes of others to help you keep accountable and motivated. It may even encourage you to work harder than you would on your own behalf. Number 4, be greedy. Grit is the enthusiasm and tenacity that leads to long-term success. Each and every coach looks for players with such grit. The quality of your persistence can be judged most simply by how well you follow through. Do you complete the things that you begin? Have you forgotten the original purpose of your assignment? If you're stumped by this inquiries, try setting a short-term objective that can be completed in a few days. For example, eat a meatless meal 3 times a week instead of going full vegan. If you succeed, keep adding another day to the week each time until you reach months or even years. Achieving small goals on a regular basis might help you develop perseverance, which in turn can make it easier to reach your ultimate goals. Number 5. You must become absorbed in the method. To stay on track and focused, many world class athletes rely on rigid daily schedules. Keeping a strict planner may be all that is required to create a productive process in your everyday life. It's good to ask yourself if your routine consists of repeatable, gratifying chores that occur at set intervals. Does it involve doing the same thing over and over again so that you can learn from it automatically? Does it include a set of steps to be taken in the near term that will eventually lead to more far reaching objectives? Does it stress the importance of maintaining a clear mental image of your why at all times? Do you treat yourself gently when you make mistakes? The latter is useful for overcoming doubt and maintaining momentum over the long haul. And number 6, own it. Taking ownership is at its core to be wholly responsible for one's own development without making any excuses or assigning any blame. One of the most important realizations that can be made by a gifted athlete is that he or she is responsible for the quality of his or her performance. Here's a simple breakdown to make sure you've got this one covered. Do you foster a sense of responsibility by stepping up to the plate when it's necessary? Have you considered the potential outcomes of your actions, and are you prepared to live with them regardless of their outcome? Do you deliver the kind of dependability that comes with constant ownership? Do you show your dedication by going above and beyond the call of duty? You can tell you're a true leader by how much responsibility you take on. Mastering ownership will benefit not just you, but also your teammates, family, and friends, who can always count on you to come through on a pinch and go above and beyond in all that you do. Don't ever forget that not even Serena or LeBron got to where they are today without putting in the work. You just have to stay at it, and eventually you will succeed. We would like to share this quote that reminds us constantly about perseverance and how we actually carry ourselves and our lifestyle. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of these could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end of the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Theodore Roosevelt. And now, let's face the elephant in the room: self-bullying, comparison, and procrastination. These are truly the enemies of progress. And we all question ourselves at some point or occasionally, but defeating this is part of self-mastery. First, we must actually hear our self-critical voice. Pay attention to what that voice says, whether it's, "I'm so stupid," "I'm not good enough," "I always do the wrong thing," or "I don't fit in," among many other put-downs. Bringing awareness to that automatic unkind voice is step 1 to quiet it. Step 2 is learning to answer the harsh thought effectively. By focusing on creating new productive habits, including positive self-talk, we're actually forcing tiny dendrites and neurons to grow in our brain. The more we practice the new habit, the more those neurons connect to each other and become wired together. Because they are now wired together, they fire together, and voila, the result is a change in our behavior. What we're doing is simply trading one habit for another, and in the process, creating a brand new neural network. This rewiring process is called neuroplasticity, and it just so happens to be the result of a healthy habit you can start right now. Positive affirmations like, "I'm beautiful just the way I am," or "I'm doing the best that I can right now and it's enough," can help us transform our inner dialogue into one that is more productive and will make us happier, healthier, wiser, and more successful. As we imagine our goals, much like athletes do, and become more aware of our true selves, It is a good predictor of success to be able to change a negative thinking into a positive one as soon as we become aware of it. Did you know that saying things 3 times reprograms your thoughts? That's why in meditation, religion, and even politics, certain words or phrases are repeated constantly. Ultimately, it is up to us to decide whether to create an internal no bullying campaign or to let self-criticism win. Everyone has the ability to succeed. Therefore, we have a choice. Either we feed the inner bully or we choose to be kinder, less critical of ourselves. When we catch ourselves engaging in critical self-talk, we can resist it by assuring ourselves that those words are untrue. In other words, take the obstacles in your life and turn them into your advantage. Control what you can and accept what you can't. All of these small steps will make a big impact towards the life you want to achieve. So, this is all for this webinar. I hope you leave with an idea of what mindset is and how important it is to apply it to every aspect of your life, especially wellness and health. If you want to dive deeper, stay tuned for the next webinars in our course, where we will explain mindset in different modalities and what they teach us for wellness. We will cover topics like soccer athletes' mindset, Ikigai, Bushido, the way of the warrior, yoga for today's generation, the entrepreneur mentality, fitness as a nomad, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, and so many more. We hope to see you soon, and thank you for joining our community. If you like what you learned, click the thumbs up and subscribe. Goodbye.